in the map of consciousness, according to Dr. Hawkins, causality calibrates in the upper 400s, and non-causality calibrates above 900. So what does this mean? It means that the difference in power or level of truth between causality and non-causality is immense. How big? Well, because the scale in the map of consciousness is exponential, meaning each additional point in the map of consciousness indicates an increase in power and level of truth by a factor of 10. The level of truth of 10 to the power of 460, causality, would be the size of an atom, and the level of truth and power of 10 to the power of 940, non-causality would be the size of the Earth. So there you have the analogy. Obviously, non-causality carries much more truth than causality, to the point that we could say that actually causality is irrelevant. Creation is based on non-causality. And this is a serious problem because all our sciences are based on causality. Also, our mind is working based on causality. So the illusion of causality is very strong, and we can overcome the illusion and see through this illusion by having an experience of non-causality in the upper 900s. We could say a spiritual experience, a spiritual realization of non-causality. Now, in order to begin to approach the experience of non-causality, because it's an experience, we need to understand a little bit of what causality and non-causality really are. And a way to look at this is picture this present moment, this now, as being projected from source at this very moment, from consciousness, from the universal consciousness, being projected. Now, this projection from consciousness is without a cause, except that consciousness is the cause. But consciousness is not a thing, is not an event, is not a past event creating this moment, or a past moment responsible for this moment. No. Consciousness is nothing of that. So this now, we could say, is uncaused, as no cause, or is being caused by the no thing, the nothingness, pure consciousness. So this now has no connection with previous nows. It's just the result of consciousness projecting this now. And causality is informing us of the opposite situation. It's informing us that this now is the result of previous nows that generated causes that are resulting in what we see at this moment. It's not that causality doesn't have integrity. It does. It calibrates above 200. But is irrelevant compared with non-causality. Now, there is great freedom in experiencing non-causality. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're experiencing a particular symptom. Naturally, you will begin to wonder where this symptom is coming from. Then you may conclude, oh, if I eat this, I get the symptom, so the cause is that I am eating this food. Then you find another food that also produces the symptom, and you say, okay, there is another cause, this other food. Then you find that not eating also produces the symptom. So now you have 3 causes. And you can keep speculating forever and finding new causes for the symptom until your mind has all these ideas and beliefs about why the symptom is there. But if you look at the symptom as uncaused, that has no cause, and that all those beliefs are an illusion, and you really dwell in that, you're really living that as a reality, that nothing has an origin on something else. What would happen is that you could eat the foods, the offensive foods, and you would have no symptoms. Because the symptoms that you experience are connected with your beliefs. They are not disconnected. So when you release the source of all beliefs, which is the belief in causality, when you see through that illusion, then you're free from the law of cause and effect. You're free from the law of karma. Of course, to do that, it's not so simple. You need to calibrate above 900 so that you can realize that. I think it's above 940, by the way. Once you have seen through causality, and you have realized that this moment, this now, is fresh and new every time, as Zen likes to put it. It calls it the beginner's mind. When you have seen through causality, when you have seen through the illusion of causality, then you realize non-causality. How you can approach this realization? Well, notice when your mind is doing the trick of causality. Notice when your mind is playing with beliefs. Oh, this is the cause for that. And when that happens, talk to the mind and say, that's BS. Nothing is caused by anything. This now is just here because consciousness is projecting it. That's the only reason And it's exactly as it is, because consciousness is projecting it in this way. As you keep doing this, denying causality, you will become more free of this belief, this fundamental belief in causality. Also, you can use the surrendering technique to surrender associations, because a belief is an association. Let's say, same example, you may have the belief, or may have created the belief, that if you eat this, you are going to get that symptom. That's an association. So you surrender the association to the divine, to consciousness, and once consciousness removes that false idea from your head, you're free from that idea. Then you may be surprised, but you go eat that food and you don't get the symptom, because you have raised above that aspect of causality. So causality is binding you, is binding us. Non-causality is freedom itself. How causality binds you? Through your own beliefs. There is just this now, and it has no cause. Or there is just this now, and it's being projected from source or consciousness. Is the will of God, the will of the divine, as it is. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps you to move in the right direction, which is to release the belief in causality, and what is left is non-causality.